member from McKinney again to kind of just say a few words regarding this and what we do. And so please welcome the Northern Ohio chapter of McKinney again's executive director. This is Christine Bucknell. Christine?
Thanks so much for coming out today. So, of course, I cannot tell Grant's and his family's story better than they did. I can just elaborate on a few things. One, we do focus on the entire family, just like Dad said. So it's the whole family is impacted in a different way. What's also cool is that all of our adventures are community-minded. So other families can hang out with other families that know exactly what they're going through. It may be different because we serve families with all critical illnesses or life-threatening illnesses, whether it's cancer, brain tumors, sickle cell, or some one-off illnesses like little Grant has. And if not for the Adventures of a Kid Again, some of these families say, there's a lot of organizations that are doing great work for kids with cancer, but not a lot of organizations, in fact, no organizations that do serve families like Grant and his. So what we do is so simple. We're not finding cures. We're just trying to replace those memories of hospitals and treatments and waiting for prognosis with happy, fun-filled memories. I mean, everybody in this room is creating fun-filled memories for their family. Everyone in this room is being a kid again every time they cross that front entrance of Cedar Point. So just imagine what this does for kids that have a critical illness or life-threatening illness for not just them, but their brothers and dads and siblings. So we're super excited that you guys are here. We're gonna bring about 1,000 people, sick kids, brothers, sisters, and moms and dads to Cedar Point on June 27th. So if you're gonna be in the park that day, you're gonna see the smiles, the laughter, you're gonna hear belly laughs, and you're going to see these families that are just so excited to come to this park. And we owe it all to Cedar Point, who we've been partners with for over 10 years. They provide the tickets, the food, and parking. I mean, you can imagine it costs about $400,000 to $600,000 to raise a child with a life-threatening illness a year. So just imagine if that goes on for years and years and years. So what you all are doing is creating these smiles. Now, Kid Again's been around in Ohio for 27 years. This chapter is celebrating its 15th anniversary this year. But we're in other states too, because the word has gotten out that what is this program? My kid needs a break from illness. His sisters need to get out and have some fun and get to know other kids that are going through the same thing. So we're in different states now. How many people are here from Pennsylvania? We have a chapter based out of Philadelphia. Any Hoosiers out there? Anybody from Indiana? This is the first group. Oh, one! Hoosiers are representing. We have a chapter in Indianapolis. Any of y'all down from the Carolinas? We have a chapter there. Thanks for coming today. What about that state up north? Any Michiganders here? Oh, yeah. Okay. Anyway, what's good competition? Good for everybody. We have a chapter up in Michigan as well. So our goal is to reach every child throughout America that has a life-threatening illness and give them a day to put illness aside, along with their brothers, sisters, and moms and dads, just to be a normal family. So if you do come to the park on June 27th, look at those smiles, because you're here today. You created those smiles, those belly laughs, and those memories. So thank you so much.
We love a kid again. We love working with them, and I'll tell you, if you do have a chance to be here on that day, it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing to see these guys have a good time, and that's what we do here. We make people happy. We try to provide an escape from reality, and we're happy to partner with them. And in that partnership, this year, we've raised more than $78,000 together. And as a reminder, that's just from the ticket sales that you guys purchased. Okay, so that goes all to a kid again. I have the plus there, and we'll get into that in a little bit later. Now, as we move forward in the presentation, I just want to introduce our panel real quick. Kerry Bolton is our Vice President and General Manager. Kerry's relatively new. She got her first full season under her belt last year, and we're going into season number 2. Although it's like season, how many now for you at Cedar Point? Since the beginning?
Almost 10. Oh, well.
Since the beginning. Like you worked as a seasonal associate.
6 years as a seasonal.
6 as seasonal, then.
10 years full-time.
Okay, so it's 10 years full-time. So she's got a lot of experience about Cedar Point. One who does not necessarily have a ton of experience about Cedar Point just yet, although he is very familiar with it and knows it. Bob Marks is our brand new Vice President of Food and Beverage. Bob, stand up. That's Bob. So Bob replaced Chris. Chris is our former Vice President of Food and Beverage. He was promoted to actually to oversee food and beverage at a few other parks now. Bob joins us now to take his spot, and I thought I'd let Bob kind of introduce himself to you guys, because a lot of what we're doing this year is about food and beverage, and if you have questions and comments, Bob's the one to go to. But Bob?
Thank you.
Who are you, Bob?
Who is Bob? Bob is in his 15th day of work at Cedar Point. So, but I've been around forever. I've been in the hospitality business for, I'm going to say 35 plus years. My first job was at Geauga Lake as a busser at one of the restaurants. So when I was 14 years old, I was bussing tables at Geauga Lake. That was in the 80s. It was a little scary. Spaghetti House. And I don't know if anybody knows Spaghetti House, but it's amazing what you remember. Went to college, went to University of Akron, and needed a job during that time, and applied at SeaWorld. And never in a million years did I think I would spend 14 years at SeaWorld in Ohio and make this my career. So I was there for 14 years, and then 20 years ago I left Ohio and went to work in professional sports, food and beverage, part of the hospitality business, NFL, MLB, basketball, hockey, and golf. So good times, but it was time to come back to Ohio. What I didn't mention was I met my wife at SeaWorld 26 years, well, 30 years ago. We've been married 26 years, but we both still have family in Northeast Ohio, and it was time to come back to Ohio. And Cedar Point was both part of our lives growing up as kids. I'm gonna say the 70s and the 80s. Hate to say the 70s, but it was part of our life growing up. So it's wonderful to be here. It's wonderful. You know, it's only day 15 for me, but it's nice. It's great to see so many fans that are here today. It's like a little sneak peek for me to see everybody here, everybody smiling, and everybody wanting to be part of the park, even though we're not quite open yet. But it's a good for me. It's a good appetizer.
I see what you did there. Like, very nice.
Thank you, everyone. Please say hi. You'll see me on the midway all the time, and I'm available anytime for questions, comments, suggestions. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. And next to Bob is our executive chef, RJ Sinwald. This is RJ. Hi, RJ. RJ's been with us many years. You probably have seen him out in the park, and he is he's a great leader. He leads most of our team in creating new things, and he's actually shared a few of those new things with me when he feels like it. But sometimes he keeps the samples to himself, and I was going somewhere else. I'm really sorry. I really do appreciate you guys being here, and I appreciate the food you make because it's delicious. All right, speaking of delicious, we have renovations to talk about. So if you haven't seen this yet, down the road is Sawmill Creek. Sawmill Creek is a property we purchased several years ago, right before everybody had to stop what they were doing, and we were not able to complete renovations. We took a pause on all of those. Those renovations are in full gear. They are almost done. So this summer we plan on opening Sawmill Creek. This property is very unique for Cedar Point because it has a lot of different things that our other resorts do not have. It has an 18-hole Tom Fazio designed golf course. Who plays golf? Do you know who Tom Fazio is? Awesome. I do not, but they tell me he's amazing. And he designs good golf courses. We also have a marina there, so you have a boat, you can dock your boat there. We have a lot of convention space, which is something that our other properties do not have. So you have friends who have big companies, they want to have a meeting or a convention. We've had like cat shows there before. We've had all kinds of craft fairs, all kinds of different things, big and small. Nothing is off limits. Just get in touch with our team. There's also a wooded area around it. It's kind of surrounded by a really cool atmosphere. You do feel like you're at a lodge when you're there and taking a vacation. The best part is this and the other resorts that we have off property are part of our family, so you still get early entry into the park when you stay there, discounted ticket packages, and more. So we're really excited to get this property open this summer. And here are some of the artist renderings. They're concept renderings only. If you have not yet seen these, this is the entrance, which is getting a complete redo with new landscaping and a new driving up driveway experience. The driveway in French and what the architects call a porte cochere is this. That's the porte cochere. It's French for roof over a driveway. And then when you check in, this will be your check-in experience at the front desk. It's more open and not as cramped, very cozy. If you want to set the kids by the fireplace while you check in, you can do that. The guest rooms from the top to the bottom have been redone. The restrooms have been redone, new bedding, new decor, new carpet, all of that. The dining experience inside has been redone. That is a concept rendering of the new restaurant that is going in with a great bar and a more casual dining atmosphere. The indoor pool gets a little bit of a refresh, but my favorite has been the outdoor pool. This is like Vegas style. So it's like all of the Vegas with none of you losing your wallet, your mind, your money, everything. I mean, it's cool. You can sit out there all day and lounge, and then go ride Millennium Force later in the day. That you cannot do in Vegas. I've tried, you can't. And this is our meeting space. So if you have an organization or you know someone, you should tell them about Sawmill Creek because that is there's a lot of space. I know it's a rendering, it doesn't really give you a good idea, but it's a big space to do events in. Right on the corner on your way to the Causeway is Castaway Bay. You probably all saw the outside of that today, right? Okay. Which way did the rest of you take to come here? Did you fly in? The boat? Castaway Bay got a redo as well. We paused that project for the pandemic as well. That's the new logo, by the way. And the turtle there, his name's Gordy. Everybody say, hi, Gordy. Hi, Gordy. He's not going to talk back to you. But that's the entrance. That is what you probably can see today. Completely new decor. Very cool, vibrant colors. As you come into the lobby, this is the new lobby. So if you've been there before, you remember the shipwreck. The shipwreck is still there, but off to the left, we've removed the fireplace, made it less lodge. Way more Caribbean, so you can look out to the water, have that water experience, and a lot brighter as well. If you remember checking at the front desk, there was a wall behind you that was kind of the other side of the shipwreck. We've actually taken that wall and pushed it over, so it's a complete ship. You can go all the way around the ship now, and it looks like a shipwreck. So that's going to be pretty cool. And it's got a really cool plank above it that you can walk across, a little bridge. The entrance to the water park is getting redone. The water park itself is not getting new attractions, but it is getting a little bit of a refresh here and there to match the decor of the rest of the property. And then inside the guest rooms, they get different themes of land, sea, and air depending on the floor that you're on. So this is the sea floor, so you get some corally tones, you get really cool wall decor that tells you you're under the sea. You get a giant porthole window to look out of. And I want to stress that this hotel is not like Kalahari. Kalahari, of course, bigger, more for thrill seekers. Castaway Bay has always been for smaller families and young families. So just keep that in mind. It's not really meant to compete with that. It really is for families with younger children who just need like a cool, thrilling experience, but thrilling for them. Maybe not necessarily for the 17-year-old in the family, but really for the kids. So we're excited to get that back open. You can make reservations for Castaway Bay now. It opens Memorial Day weekend. That's the earliest we have reservations for. And then Sawmill we will open later this summer. So you will get notice of that if you follow us on social and get all the communication. Inside the park, the big news this year is this, and you will see this on the tour if you have not yet seen it today, or yet. This is the Farmhouse Kitchen and Grill, our brand new food and beverage location. Back in the heart of Frontier Town, and I thought, instead of me telling you about it, how about talk to the guy who actually is like helping make the food, Chef RJ, to kind of run through what we're doing there, what we're serving, and what they can expect when they have a meal there.
Sounds good. Good afternoon. Wow, you guys are quiet. Try it again. Good afternoon. There we go. All right, so brand new restaurant. It's gorgeous. You guys will see when you walk back there. It's getting there. It's getting real close. So this one is a very chef-driven, showcase-style restaurant. We have a brand new custom-made Chicago Chef Works grill that has manipulation on shelves, and it's an open pit cooking that will have herbs and garlic and everything roasted all day long, so you'll get that smells kind of all throughout the entire Frontier Trail. This is 100% scratch. We've hired some great chefs to run this establishment. We're going to focus on char grilling proteins and everything in front of you. We have mobile butcher blocks that we're going to take it off the spit. We're going to cut it for you, put it right on the line, so you get to see the action and the show that we do there. We're doing some flank steaks with chimichurri. We've got chorizo with romesco sauces. We have corn ribs. We have porchetta. A whole bunch of different and upscale items inside the park that you would never see kind of in the amusement setting. So again, it's higher class food. It's chefs working right in front of you, so you can see it. You can see all the action that's going on and kind of ask questions and participate if you choose to.
Okay, and then another new location that you will see if you have not seen already, but it doesn't look like this yet. Next to Cedar Downs Racing Derby is going to be introduced and rethemed as Derby Dogs. Derby Dogs does not sell chicken tenders, but sells
hot dogs. So we were kind of looking through this offseason. We were wondering, what are we not offering as much into the park? What are people asking for on a common basis? And hot dogs actually was at the top of that list. So we wanted to take advantage of our great partnership with Heisenberg and offer a hot dog. So we're going to do 5-to-1 jumbo hot dogs. We're going to do mini trio hot dogs, and then a foot-long gigantic thing.
And all the toppings.
Oh yes, yeah, and all the coupons go with it. So you got hot toppings, cold toppings, all kinds of specialty things that we can do.
Sauerkraut?
Yes.
Okay, just check.
Stadium mustard?
Yes. Stadium mustard, yes.
Skyline chili? No.
This one we did not talk about yet. Over at Cedar Point Shores Water Park, we are introducing Lobbies walking tacos.
So we wanted to capitalize on kind of the popularity of the Senor Vargas walking taco that we have in the front of our park and offer that to our water park guests because it's a great vessel that you can kind of walk around and eat and the kiddos can enjoy it and it's approachable. So Lemmings at the back will have a 3-protein walking taco option, chicken, pulled pork, and the chili as well. We have a couple entree salads, so if you want to have a lighter meal, we can do that. And beer, ices, all kinds of bottled bev over there.
Sweet. Thank you, RJ.
You're very welcome.
So if you have specific questions, we can answer some of those at the end. Elsewhere in the park, how many got a chance to see our parade last year? That's always good. That's always good when people clap. I like that. That means they liked it. So our Celebrate Cedar Point Parade and Spectacular is coming this summer. You'll notice that it's changed a little bit from last year because we're no longer celebrating our 150th anniversary as a formal thing. But you are going to see the same type of parade. You're going to see the celebration of everything that's made Cedar Point famous, from the beach to the hotels to the rides, and a few tweaks here and there with the soundtrack and with some of the performances you see, but the mechanics of it are still the same. It will end with a big spectacular show in Celebration Plaza at the end like it did before. Fantastic parade, lots of great feedback from our guests. They love it, we love it. There's no better way to tell our history, I think, than actually seeing it in front of you. Because if you have a short attention span like me, I don't like to read as much, as odd as that is. I don't. I just like to, I'm a visual guy. I don't like to script anything. I like to do that. So this is like perfect for me. Because if you want to know Cedar Point's history, watch the parade. Just go through the whole thing right in front of your eyes. So that'll be cool to bring back. Want to draw your attention to this. If you haven't seen it yet, you probably have. If you're a fan of Wicked Twister, there are slices of Wicked Twister's track for sale at Point Plaza today. It has been exclusively available to you guys so that you can purchase it today first. So if you want to pick that up, you can. It will be made available online later. And as I said earlier, the $78,000 plus is this. This is an actual antique car from the Antique Cars ride that we closed this year. And you can win this. So if you stop by and get a raffle ticket at Point Plaza, we will draw that raffle at 4 o'clock. You have about 3:45 to purchase that raffle ticket. We also have Wicked Twister wheels up for grabs. There's also some Wicked Twister signage up there and a bunch of new books that we're introducing into the merchandise shops this year as well. All of those proceeds for those tickets go to a kid again as well. So that's another donation you're making, and good luck. We'll draw that at 4. So if you're available, cool. If not, we'll let you know if you want or not. You have to take the car home today, though. So hope you brought a rope. Store in the back of your car or trunk. No? All right. All right, let's get to some questions. So there's the number. If you have a question, the number is 69050. And then once you type that, and then in the text field, you'll type CPWC3 and your question after that. And I should have a few already ready to go here, because I'm assuming some people have asked questions. And here we are. And as I ask the questions of the panel, if they can answer or just pass the mic. Any new rides coming soon? Yes. When will the Town Hall Museum reopen? The Town Hall Museum project has been placed on indefinite hold. That was also a victim of the pandemic and our kind of shift in business and where we invested our money. So that is on hold. Good news, the design's done. So it's relatively easy. We kind of have a concept of what we want to do with it, but we're still looking at that space. So we don't have an answer for that yet, but it's not going to be open this year. What will haunt occur this year? You will find out very, very soon. Is the new farmhouse grill included in food plans?
Yeah.
Okay. Will Wild Turnip be open this year? Also, please think about adding a vegan sausage option at the back BQ. Kings Island has it at their barbecue restaurant.
So Wild Turnip will be open from day one, which is great.
Okay, good.
And vegan sausage, I will look at for back meat.
Okay. Where is the Sawmill Creek property located? So if you're coming from Cleveland, it's on Cleveland Road, Route 6, when you get off the freeway. If you leave the park and turn left on Cleveland Road, right where Castaway Bay is, keep following it. You'll pass the Cedar Point Sports Center, and just a few miles ahead on the left is Sawmill. So it's a really cool wooded location, very different. It's about 10 minutes from the park itself. So, will the Christmas light display ever return to Sawmill Creek? You never know. We have to open it first, so that'll be milestone number 1, won't it? Like, yay! It's like the first thing people think about when we open it. Yay, we did it! Okay, who's hanging the lights? You got that? It doesn't happen that fast, so just give us some time. When you look at Valraven at an angle, you can spell Ohio. Was that intentional or not? Stop bringing that up. It does not spell Ohio. It was not intentional. It does not say that. Stop it. It actually says Michigan, but nobody wants to read that. This is a good question, and it's there's good and challenging ones. The last 2 seasons have been busy when it comes to purchasing food. Any plans to improve food service flow this season?
Yeah, as I talked about hospitality, speed of service is obviously a large component of that. And the chef, he gets to talk about all the fun stuff, right? All the porchettas and corn ribs. But speed of service is, integral to the overall experience. So we have multiple things in place that we're looking at, and then there's other strategies that we're going to look at. Cashless, we think, is going to be a huge part of improving that speed of service experience. Mobile ordering, which we do have a little bit of mobile ordering right now for 2022, but I think we can all expect that to grow in the future, and that will change the service experience also. I think we're all adopting that in our daily life, and we just need to adopt it as part of the experience here too. So speed of service is constantly part of what we do. Chef RJ, when we talk about menus and we do the menu tastings, and I've been part of 6 or 7 menu tastings in the 15 days, we always talk about how we prepare menu items and how we serve those menu items quickly, because the speed of service is always part of our conversation. So it is, next to serving food in a safe and sanitary environment, speed of service is probably our 3rd criteria that we're always looking at. Of those tastings that I've been to 6 or 7. He's never invited, but Tony seems to always show up. he sits out our tastings and shows up every time. I'm not sure how it happens.
RJ's been texting me. I hope you're in control. I wasn't, sorry. Whatever. Will the juice sippers return this year? Possibly. Okay. Oh, okay. So supply chain. So not to use this as an excuse, but supply chain has been very difficult for all of us. Food and beverage is not immune to it. So when we're talking about manufacturers making things that have to be shipped here in a timely fashion, which is why, by the way, it was not open a lot last year. A lot of people were like, why isn't this store open? Well, because we were still in a major crisis where they could not ship us the bottles. So that's why it was closed a lot, because we just didn't have the supply. You guys bought them all. That was the problem. Everybody bought them all at the beginning of the season, they were gone. Does the antique car have heated seats and a heated steering wheel? Yeah. Only while inside Point Plaza, she says. It doesn't even have a motor, so good luck. Will the midway games be cashless also? That is yes. Note about cashless. I saw a few questions throughout the sessions where people said, "I only bring cash." Well, that's great, because we've made it easy for you to deal with it as well, because we will have machines where you can exchange your cash for the card you would use in the park. Okay. By the way, it's not like a credit card, but it is like a credit card. You can use it outside the park too. Yeah, because it's like a Visa card. Now you have to use this within keeping using it within 90 days. I think there's a fee attached to it if you don't use it for like 90 days. It's on our website, by the way, cedarpoint.com/cashless, if you want to start reading up on it and what we do. But yes, you can still bring cash to the park. You can just exchange it though for the card to be used inside the park. Will all of the entry gates be open to everyone this year regardless of where you are staying? That is a good question. You're going to learn more about that in a few days, including early entry and what that looks like. But the short answer to that is it's the same as it's been the past year. So if you are staying at resorts, so Lighthouse Point, Hotel Breakers, you can enter through the Magnum XL200 gate or the Windseeker gate on the boardwalk, but that's the only people we're letting in there. So you have to wait till after 10 o'clock to utilize those entrances. So keep that in mind. I know everybody wants to run to Steel Vengeance. I get it. What restaurants will offer mobile ordering in 2022? And have reservations been considered at any restaurants? So a little disclaimer before we answer that question. Our food and beverage team here is mostly inside the park gates. So another team helps manage the outside restaurants, so the ones you sit at, like Quaker Steak and Lube and Famous Dave's and things like that. So just keep that in mind. But they do have systems. But now,
Coasters for sure will be mobile ordering available, and that's the one we know for sure at this point.
okay. By the way, coasters, we didn't talk about that here. Renovation, right? Speed of service, right?
Correct.
So what's a little bit more about that, maybe?
Sure, so it's a redesign, it's still keeping that 50s diner theme to it, bringing in some different products, new equipment so we can make it fresher and faster for you guys. Again, we're going to bring in the LTOs, so different sandwiches, different throwbacks to the 50s and 60s, entree styles, things like that, new milkshakes, but it'll be a lot faster flow through. Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay.
Sorry, LTOs, limited time offers. So good there for about a week or two, and then we'll switch it up and we'll change it to something else for another week or two, just so you guys have a unique experience every time you come. It's not the exact same menu all year round.
What's going on at the end of the Causeway? That's a good question. How many of you saw random construction and like things out in the water on your left-hand side? All of you probably, because you came that way. That is a state/ODNR/Cedar Point/ government project to restore wetlands in our area. So when the guys go out there and dredge channels for the big ships to come in, they have to dump that stuff somewhere, so they're going to use that area to put it in, which will then make a great habitat for wildlife and for vegetation. So over the years, you will see that grow up to be a nice natural habitat for the environment. So it's going to be awesome. No details on the Causeway about expanding it or making it bigger yet. It is still likely happening. There's just a lot of studies and things that have to happen before we can talk more about it. And finally, from this group, when are we getting a log flume? I'm not making that up, by the way. I don't plant it. Did I talk to any of you prior to tell you to ask that question? I did not. No, I did not. Kerry will answer that question. Just like Jason used to answer it every year as well.
No, I love a log flume ride, so let me just say that every time I go to the outside.
I know, I have the best log.
But I really do think that we've had this question in every session, and I believe that Tony is texting into the number. You know, I mean, we'll see what happens. We're always thinking about what's next at Cedar Point, and I love log flume, and I love a dark ride. So we'll just see what happens.
We know. All right, before we turn you loose, one more thing. And that's this fireworks photo, isn't it pretty? Thanks for coming, everybody. Just kidding, Jason has our offering for today. Jason? Okay, this is Jason. Jason has collected, along with our volunteers, all of your tickets. So your ticket stub has a number on it. RJ, why don't you give it a shot? Let's see what RJ pulls out. Here it comes. Get your card out.
1068.
Where's 1068? We know you're here. Come on up. Now what, right? All right, no, you don't have to perform, that's our job. Okay, confirmed. Okay, turn around. What's your name?
Kim,
Hi, Kim, where are you from?
Olmsted Falls.
So not Michigan,
No,
just making sure. All right, how long have you come to Cedar Point?
a long time.
10, 20, 30, 40, 70, 150?
At least 40.
Okay, 40 years. Do you remember your earliest memory, like riding something? Do you remember what that was?
Demon drop.
Demon Drop. Any Demon Drop fans? Okay, Visit Dorney, it's there. And what's your favorite ride now?
Raven.
Is it right? Really? Okay. So what's your favorite part about it?
Where you pause at the top and it like holds you there for a second.
So it's not the tunnel?
There's not a tunnel on there.
Exactly. So we wanted to bring you up here because because you got the winning number. But we had one more thing to give people, and you all had a chance at it. But we have a winner, and it is a lifetime ticket to Cedar Point. Here's the good news. It's not just you. You get 3 other people that also get the lifetime passes to Cedar Point. They were like, oh man, it's just her. So we did give away all of our tickets of a lifetime, but we did keep a few back in my vent drawer. Actually, I found them all. I was cleaning out. I found some gum, some riding in passes, some fast lanes. But no, you're going to want the ticket of a lifetime, trust me. So congratulations. So you get a ticket of lifetime, free admission to Cedar Point Shores Water Park, and free parking for the rest of your life, and with the other ones in the back as well.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
You're welcome. Stay here. Just to get some information from you, so congratulations. And for the rest of you, don't forget the raffle. If you want to participate, you have till 3:45 to buy a ticket up at Point Plaza. We're going to draw it at 4 o'clock for the car. That's promptly at 4. You do not have to be here. It's kind of cool if you were, because you can take a wheel home with you maybe, or a Wicked Twister sign home with you. I had all the wheels in my trunk the other day. It was the weirdest thing. It was like I was stealing like a bunch of wheels and selling them on the black market. That's not what it was. I was just moving them. For lunch, you are encouraged to go to either location here at Lakeside Pavilion if you haven't eaten yet, downstairs in the dining room, or if you can, go to Hugo's. They're both serving the same thing, okay? And they would love to see you over there too. So enjoy the rest of your tour today. Thanks for your donations to a kid again, and hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.